Hello everyone, Mr. Sorkin here. Welcome back to Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Today we're taking a look at the secret characters, starting with Rhea herself. And we are doing it on the Blue Lions because, well, she's the one that they ally themselves with her in the story. So it makes only sense that we take a look at Rhea through this. And since there's no support conversation, we'll go straight into the combat. No problemo. So yeah, let's talk about Rhea. Rhea is the divine one, and she kind of runs the Church of Saros. And well, she is also the daughter of Sothis. She rules the church, and they're big obsessed with the whole, crest thing, in which, they let some questionable shit happen. In their attempt to bring back Sothis, they openly experiment on children to, attempt to bring Sothis back. This does work eventually, but that's with Byleth. And she does some really questionable things, like turn into a dragon. Yeah, she is the divine one and will turn into a dragon. And often is the final boss of the of some of the past because of it. And man, is she overpowered in this, because it's Rhea. Rhea is the, I don't want to say spear leader, but definitely the one in charge of things at the Church of Saros. She's the head mistress and also quite the warrior, being able to do a flawless, who wield the sword of the creator. Ow, you're really hitting on dear old Rhea there, aren't you? Sad but true. Rhea is sometimes the villain, again, because she has some very questionable morals, but she claims that all is in the sake of Saros. She deals with those who are in the dark, who are basically maybe in the right, but they kind of did what they did with their experimentations and taking things a bit too hard. She is very religious, in case you couldn't tell. Wow, she really grouped them all together. That was great. And, yeah. She is very religious, again, because she is the daughter of Sothis. But we'll dive more into that down the line. So yeah, Rhea is really significant to the story. As much as Byleth is, it's a very spoiler thing to talk about, just the basics of her story. Because while she does seem to be the head mistress, she is basically a warrior who is ready to be a warrior at any point in her life. So if, she's kind of like a warrior nun in that kind of reign, in that she's more like a king, where it's like she prepares for war. She knows that war is coming, but she doesn't seek it out, except for the people that follow her that do the questionable shit. But, they do whatever they want. Sorry, she doesn't turn into a dragon there. I love her sword at this point. It looks very snazzy and really well designed. Don't you dare come near me or I will slice you like so. And yeah, she is quite the badass and does lead quite the fight. Depending on what path you do take, your character, Byleth, will probably form a bond with her, because she eventually does learn that you are the success of Sothis, which is very important. And also what really drives her to kind of connect with you. And up until the point of Revolution, she is, how do I put this politely? She promises to tell you the truth in terms of the dragon, but since they now know about her dragon origin, they're more than ready to deal with your old Rhea here. That's what you get for being an all-powerful priest, am I right? There's definitely a lot of parallels between her stuff and the Vatican, which I don't think is unintentional. I could be wrong and be like, oh, it was intentional, but it's just like the secrecy about the religion is really ingrained, even though anyone can pick it up and learn it. So yeah, take what you may, but she is very much against the sinners and very much against Edelgard. What I remember most is from the Golden Deer's path, in that she went to hiding after the events of the break, and where she's kind of unknown about where she is, and it's a really crucial moment, I feel like, in the narrative of the game. So yeah, take that for what it is. We got that. We're gonna have to deal with the fighters because, yeah. She can also turn into a dragon. So already half this video is just about the lore of this person, which is really, again, really crucial. In this game, she takes more of an antagonistic approach because the whole point is to kind of revolt against her. I always found it was kind of odd to revolt against her, kind of in Three Houses originally, because it felt like, oh, she was the supposed to be the caretaker character, and she kind of brought you in, and there was so much mystery about Byleth's origin at that point. But I think a lot of her character, I really like the Golden Deer's Path. Personally, is my favorite, just because you couldn't tell. But I really like her narrative in that one, where it kind of just feels like she's an event of circumstance, where they did all these horrible stuff. Granted, I'm not going to defend the horrible stuff that they did, but in the same regard, it's also in that vein of, hey, they did some very questionable stuff. But in this timeline, she seems a bit more, I don't know, peaceful, but that's not really the correct word, because she kind of drives the conflict, especially with making herself an ally to the Blue Lions, who don't really see her as a threat, which is a nice narrative hook, I'm not going to lie, because it definitely does allow for some uniqueness, some interesting elements that they really do use well. So yeah, I don't know why I keep changing that, but that's my fault. So yeah, in terms of game, I guess I should talk about the air pass too. But in this one, she is definitely more active in the battles compared to the other ones, where she was just kind of like the archbishop. But it's like she observed. She wasn't really a huge aspect, which was great. I felt like that was always kind of the thing. Like, she was the how do I put this politely? She is the emperor, just watching down on the war that's transpiring and learning how to adapt with it. I do like the idea of making Aelgar seem like a terrorist in her mind, because you have to think of it like, yeah, they can be viewed as terrorists, but it's all about like who is seen as the victors. There's a lot of things we can talk about that and dive into, but I really am happy that she was a Seer character. I was beyond nervous if she was going to be playable at all, because she was not playable in Three Houses, which... Yeah, the Immaculate one. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry, I was lost for the words beginning. Like, what's her name again? The Immaculate one. So yeah, she did help end the war to begin with, those in the dark, but of course they came back, you know, Tomas, who decided to betray them all. Tomas, how could you? So yeah, I really don't hate her. I know you're supposed to hate her, but if you do play the Golden Deer's Path like I did, you really get more sympathy towards her, because a lot of her stuff in that, again, is like prisoner of war stuff. And you're like, but you're just picking it up for the first time. It's like, well, yeah, she is a prisoner of war in the main game. And all in all, it makes sense. She's a lot more sympathetic in the Golden Deer's Path than all the other paths, because you get to fight the other houses, the main two, whereas the main two are, and I will argue this, even though I do like the Golden Deer's Path, the main two are definitely the Blue Lions and the, what's the word I'm looking for? The Blue Lions and, what was I looking for? I really don't know the word I was looking for. Blue Lions and the, Black Eagles. Ooh. Golden Deers definitely feel like the red-haired stepchild of the group. Where it feels kind of odd that they're there, but I think they're kind of in there for a nice coat of paint, because if you just follow the Blaine narrative of, and I think this is true, that I think the not the Golden Deers, but the Blue Lions and Black Eagles path kind of paint Rhea in one of two options. Blue Lions is kind of good, and Black Eagles is bad. It kind of doesn't really do it for me, whereas Golden Deers is right down the middle, where you acknowledge that she did some shitty stuff, but you really sympathize for her much more compared to the other one, where she's kind of forced to be a tyrant. I think there's strengths to the Golden Deer path that no one is acknowledging. And thank you, Fiery Jogi, for acknowledging that Claude is the most attractive Fire Emblem character. I agree. As a straight white man, I agree. So yeah, but since we don't have the support conversations, this one's going to go a bit longer, being at around 12 minutes. So yeah, like our Pokemon showcases, which you can be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for. If you're wondering about what we're going to do for Fire Emblem content, we are going to finish up the secret characters. And then we are going to take a look at the name is escaping me. And then the dancer class, which we will not take a break of, because I'm looking forward to taking a look at the dancer class. I'm just going to have that happen to Byleth, I feel like, even though I feel like that did nothing, but I'm proud of it nonetheless. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with my train of thought there. It is I don't know, train of thought. But we will go more into Sothis tomorrow. If you're like, oh, you didn't talk much about Sothis. Like, we'll talk about Sothis tomorrow in my favorite house. Yeah, the Golden Deers. I will take a look at the Golden Deers because the only way we can play as Arben is in Black Eagle. So I think it's a nice way of doing things. Blue Lions this round. Black Eagles next time. And then Golden Deer. Golden Deer's next, and then Black Eagles, because I think that's a nice way of ending things up. So yeah, tell me in the comment section below what you guys think of Rhea. Do you like her, not like her? The consensus tends to be that you don't like Rhea, and I get the intention. I'm okay with like a corrupt church narrative, even though that does raise some idle things from the church. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm always suspect of the church, especially the Catholic Church, when they just keep so much secret behind bars. I really do think that most of the religion is inspired by Catholic beliefs. Now, I could be wrong, and I hope I am, because, yeah. I don't want YouTube to get up on my grill again. So, yeah. I was going to say, does that increase it now? So, yeah. We're going to do one more super right after this one, and then we'll end the part. Okay, and then we'll do one more as soon as one big bad. There we go. The fighter showed up. How kind of you. Well, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And join us tomorrow. We take a look at Sothis. I'm really looking forward to that day. And we'll remember, stay frosty, my friends. It's a word I'm trying to make happen, but it probably won't. Until then, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.